The next button is the Fibonacci Retracement. I have a love-hate relationship with this, which we will go into later on in the course, but for now let's just look at how to draw it in. You select the button, and then you select your starting and ending point based on the run, and then you let go. And you'll see that it's drawn in these different Fibonacci lines. I'll show you how to change the colors so it's easier to read, but for now let's go through the rest of the button options. Here we have Draw Text, which does exactly what you think it would do. You select Draw Text, put it down where you would like it. This will then bring up the pop-up, which gives you everything that you need to edit the text. Here we go, we have the name of the text label, we have the description and the default color, which you can easily change depending on what you want it to be. I find red is generally quite good. If you want to log it down to a particular date and time, you can go into parameters, and this will move where it is on the x-axis of the chart. The value is obviously the price, so this would change the y value. And you can even change the angle in degrees, the font, and how it's going to anchor. MetaTrader 4 doesn't have all of these fancy features, especially the angle in degrees, but most of the time we don't really need it, we just need horizontal text on there. When you select visualization, all time frames means that this text will be viewable regardless of how we change the time frame. It will change in position, obviously. As you change from, say, 30-minute to a daily, then you'll find that all of your text labels get squashed up, but it will still be visible. So let's leave the inputs as it is and just click OK. And you'll see here, it just says text. And once again, to stop us from clicking and drag this out of place, you hover the mouse over the text box and double click, and now it's stuck there. Can't be moved. If you want to move it or edit it, you can double click, and then it becomes editable again. I can see I forgot to do that for my Fibonacci. To lock the Fibonacci into place, you basically need to double click on the red line. And there we go. Here we have our various arrows. You'll see it's a drop down because there are a few different options here. This is more for if you're doing back testing or if you want to make notes on the chart. You can select any of these basic symbols, like let's say the stop sign, and then you can click and drag and let go wherever you'd like it on the chart. These symbols can be quite useful, especially during the backtesting, or if you go ahead and you place a trade and you want to make a note of, was it a winning trade or a losing trade or whatever you'd like. Then across here, I have these buttons with the various different periods in it. Yours may or may not show this by default. I know that different builds of MetaTrader sometimes have some buttons missing and sometimes extra buttons. But for now, this works exactly the same as this drop down. It's just an easier, quicker way to change the time frame that you're looking at. If yours doesn't have any of the buttons that we've looked at and you think that they would be useful, all you need to do is hover your cursor over anywhere at the top toolbar, you right click and go to Customize, and you'll see that we have all of these other available buttons. So for example, if you don't have templates available, it is definitely something you want to add. So you would find templates over here, and you click Insert, and you'll see it'll pop it into place. If there's something you feel like you're not going to use, so say this periods option, you select it and click Remove, and it takes it away. This is especially useful if you're using a monitor that's not HD and you want to clear up as much space as you can. Just makes it easier to read and find buttons if you don't have everything that you're not using. If you want to rearrange any of the toolbars, you'll see on the left of each of the main sections you have these little gray dotted lines. You can click and drag and drop it where you'd like it. You can even drag them down onto the chart and you'll see it'll make a floating window And you can click and drag it back up, and you're done.